Alright, so the title of my video was Back to 7540 again. So yesterday we got into this zone. Initially rejected value, and then we came back again, broke the IB high, and if you see this, we were one time framing higher pretty much the whole session until the afternoon. We swept. Once we broke the IB, we had the green light to get long, to look for value area high, which we got pretty quickly. And then we kept going. We just kept squeezing higher. I think that at that point it was more like a gamma charm squeeze with that brought us back to that 7600 strike on SPX. But then look at this high. We have another weak high that was just to the tick to May's high, and then after the bell we started dropping again. This is the second day in a row that we see that we close and then we start dropping pretty hard. So that's something to note. And then the other thing to note is that we came back to the slower distribution below the monthly and the weekly pivots, and we attempted just now to get back above it, and then we fell. So this is telling us that sellers are trying here, but neither sellers or buyers are able to finish the auction completely. Like, look at yesterday's low was to the tick almost to this low right here, even though this was a little bit after market, but it's pretty weak, right? When you have a reference like that, it's a weak reference and a weak structure, right? So this is likely to get retested. If sellers are able to get back below this high volume node, the 7540, we're likely gonna see another leg down towards the previous week's low, which this is the RTH low and this is the overnight low for, I forgot which session, for this session right here, which is May 27, I think. So we have that RTH low and the overnight low. So these two are very close to each other. They're close to that 20 daily moving average, where we usually find some support. So I'm looking for this area to be tested. That's also big round number, 7500. But at the same time, sellers have not been able to get much follow through lately. So let's see what happens at the open. We're opening still inside yesterday's range, so there is a chance that we just grab liquidity, trap some shorts either around here or around this low, and then we look below and fail, and then come back and keep trading around this 7540 area. The more bullish scenario would be that we just looked below this really quickly and then start moving higher again, get back inside yesterday's value, and then sweep through value again and repair this weak high. And then we have another weak high here at the all-time highs and some bullish imbalances to clean up. So keep that in mind. I don't think that this up move is over yet. So, but that's just me thinking. It's not what the market is telling me. So far today is we're seeing that the push should be down. So watching value, watching VWAP for today, watching the first 15-30 minutes, see how how the order flow is like, and then we can see which way this market wants to go. And Q finally got below that weekly pivot and held below it, tested this area that I mentioned yesterday. It's still holding that 30,000, so that's something to watch. And then this, like I said yesterday also, this lows back to back and that gap, there are the next things to watch on NQ. Crude is still back at that 92 area. Not much happening right now. Tighter range than the last few sessions, something to note. And gold is making another attempt to test that 200 moving average, which actually tested right to it this morning. Now the question is, will it hold, or will we test below it and then go to that 43.40, or do we go back to 45.30? So those are the two targets to watch. If we stay below these two lows, below the 200, then 43.40. If we start seeing buyers, this is 45.30 will be the next area to watch. Let's see what else. Week is almost over. Next week we have the SpaceX IPO, which should bring a lot of flow. I was reading that it's gonna be included in Nasdaq, but not in S&P, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So it will bring a lot of flow and a lot of attention. So that's next Friday. And also next Friday we have, let me double check that I'm looking at the right date, but we have this contract, the M contract is gonna be rolling over to the U contract. So this contract expires in 2 weeks. So not next Friday, but the next one. But starting next Monday, we're gonna start quoting that U contract. So the last couple of weeks of indices, futures trading, it becomes a little choppy. We start seeing flows coming out of nowhere. People start to roll to the next contract, so keep that in mind. Next week could get interesting in that sense. And I think that's about it. And then we start summer training. Alright, that's about it. Good luck.